Good morning, Casey Baseflug, Operations Section Chief for Alaska Incident Management Team. This is the daily operational briefing for the Creek Fire, November 4th, 2020. The fire itself, we have it broken up into two main categories. We have suppression, repair, and then we have the suppression of the fire itself. So the majority of this country, all the way up here in Division India, quite a ways north of Little Shut-Eye Peak, it continues to have suppression repair. We have 400 miles out of 600 miles of roads, dozer line, hand lines that have been repaired. So if you think about it, that's like from here to Bend, Oregon. And so with that, there's about 83 pieces of equipment out there working on it. It's very time consuming. They're very methodical on how to do that. So one piece of equipment has to go in front of the other. And so if that's not working well, which all these folks out here are working great together, getting that process working and moving forward with it. And so it may take, if it took one piece of equipment to put the line in, it may take three pieces of equipment to repair it. So very time consuming. Our focus is to get the fire line itself repaired and ready for any weather event that may come in. So we're doing some water bars, we're pulling the berms in, and continuing on methodically all around the rest of the fire. Finishing up around in Shaver Lake area, and then doing a lot of hazard tree removal around Huntington Lake, and so they should be finishing up in there. We have groups of resources and equipment moving around the fire, moving on a southerly pace here and a northerly pace on the west side, and then moving to the east. So second piece of the fire is fire suppression. We haven't lost focus of that. We had crews back in north of Lake Thomas Edison around there. They put in the hand line, mopped that up, checked that, and yesterday had moved out into China Peak and all the equipment. So we're still keeping an eye on this from the air and monitoring it for any growth. We're feeling really comfortable of what we have here with the predicted weather and what the fire activity has shown. There is still a little bit of activity through here, through Devil's Bathtub Lakes Trail, and then Margaret Lakes Trail. Yesterday that has died down. It's running out of fuel to burn in and hitting natural barriers. So again, we're not concerned about areas in here. And it's also a really rugged country, and so very unsafe to put firefighters in there to keep that in check. The next area of concern, really the only area of concern we have is around Paulina Lake. Not a high concern. The fire yesterday moved about 300 acres. We have a local crew out of Mammoth here that is working in here and keeping that in check. We also are keeping it in check with aviation assets. Yesterday, about 70,000 acres, or 70,000 gallons of water, was dropped on that area. We are going to get a predicted weather event that has winds going this way, and so we have a good plan of what we're going to do. We're going to have some more resources available in that area if needed. Another area up in here is in the Lions fire. There's a little unburned pocket of fuel in there that is continuing to burn. So you may see some of that smoke in Mammoth from up in here. But that fire itself, the Lions fire is holding that in check. It's just that little piece of unburned fuel in the middle of it that the fire is burning in right now. With that, that will be the end of the operational briefing. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day.